We can't have a society without art. And we can't have a neighborhood without art.
I have a lot of artist friends who come from New York, and when they see what's here, they're like blown away.
We create an environment that just brings all these different talents and people from all different backgrounds together.
The Gateway Arts District is just a gem for artists and for anybody who cares about the arts and community.
And the Gateway Arts District is defined by community.
I don't think I've ever been in anywhere in such a small location that people knows more about art, which is like very impressive.
What I feel more than anything else is the satisfaction of belonging to a community of artists.
I think we have something really unique here.
When 3807 opens, I think this is where we reach critical mass, and we are a metro stop of our own.
They really get what we're about here in the Gateway Arts District.
They could purchase art from a lot of different places and a lot of different sources, but to produce art that's locally grown and cultivated here has a certain resonance.
I am overjoyed that this is going to be in Studio 3807.
I'm very excited to have my work at 3807, where a whole lot of people will be able to see it.
So I'm just hoping that these colors and the color applications will be as exciting as what we're building here.
I live in the Gateway Arts District, and you can find my work at Studio 3807.
You can see my artwork at Studio 3807.
Check out my piece at the Studio 3807.
I look forward to seeing you around the Gateway Arts District.
I'm crazy about watercolor, and I'm very interested in figures, the human figure in various evocative places. I happen to be very much a wet watercolorist. I just get the paper wet and I start slinging the paint. And there's always been a little, watercolor should be light and happy. Every once in a while I have to go in there dark and make it dirty. You know, it can be that way too. You know, I really love the Gateway Arts District. I worked with John Paradiso, and when there was very little going on, we made up projects. We started asking artists, well, come on over, we're gonna have a paint out next Saturday. I'm an early enthusiast for bringing life into older communities and looking forward to the next thing to do in the Gateway Arts District. I'm Valerie Watson, and I'm here in my studio in the Gateway Arts District, and invite you to come visit sometime.
Last year I was part of a show and John Paradiso was here and he told me about the artist residency. It was an amazing experience. I created these pieces here. I was constantly painting. You can see the marks on the walls. All those marks are from the work that I did here. I think it's very cool that this piece is going to be hanging at the Studio 3807 because a lot of people are going to be able to experience it, to see something else, to see themselves maybe. I like this area very much. I mean, all the art community is amazing. I like that you can see art anytime. You can just go 5 minutes away and there you are looking at some great art. My name is Juliana Vallejo. Check out my piece at the Studio 3807 and please visit me at my studio at Red Dirt.
I really love going into a meditative, fluid state, and I lose track of time. As I'm making something, it's very exciting, and it's like it's talking to you. So, oh, that comes next, oh, that comes next, oh, that comes next. And then when it's done, it's like, we're done. And then something else wants to come. I make art out of mosaics. I do large-scale public artwork, so I make sculptures and murals. I'm trying to make something soft and fluid in a very hard, rough medium. I prefer doing things out in public settings where there's a lot of interaction with the environment and with the community and the people. When I first moved to this Gateway Arts District, I felt like I could finally breathe, and people were incredibly friendly. It's incredibly racially diverse. Everyone on the sidewalk says hello. I think we have something really unique here. My name is Valerie Teberge. My studio is 3706 Otis Street rear, and you can see my sculpture at Studio 3807.
This is very, very hands-on, physical. some of the strokes are like tennis strokes, you know. Murals are very important to me because they touch a lot of people instantly. The piece is gonna go in the lobby. It's gonna be colorful. It's gonna have something human in it. In the creation process, I'm still getting feedback from the public. So there'll be a part where I'm actually painting. People will be coming through and I'll take that feedback and apply it. You can put a piece in the community, but it doesn't make it necessarily a community art piece. It doesn't reflect that community if it doesn't vibrate within that community. So the functionality of this piece is very, very critical. One way to pull people into a piece is to show energy. So I'm just hoping that these colors and the color applications will be as exciting as what we're building here. My name is Jay Coleman. You can see my artwork at Studio 3807 in the Gateway Arts District.
I'll split the stones, and it's that accident. It's the unforeseen shape that begins the inspiration. I don't even really start with ideas. It's all in the process. I'm in constant freefall. That's how I feel. So the piece I'm producing for Studio 3807 is called Man in Freefall. The piece was conceived as a stone carving, and he's fabricated in fiberglass, and he will be suspended. I'm unbelievably excited that he will be floating in a huge space. He's been sitting in my studio for a couple months, which is very tiny. He's been calling out for a little bit of freedom. My name is Alan Linder, and you can see my art at Studio 3807. And you can also see it right across the street in my studio at 3804 38th Street.
You know, I think there's something really special about life going by so fast, and then you can just kind of grab a moment of it and give it to other people and let them experience it as well. I started out just being a nature photographer. I sort of got connected with some of the other folks that were doing similar work and saw that they were doing the next step of that type of photography, which is to take the photographs and then to try to figure out how you impact policy and public thinking about conservation and try to help. You can't even imagine the quality, the caliber of artists that live in this district. I couldn't believe my fortune of having just like dumbly moved into this place that is so perfect. I just love it. It's the best place I've ever lived. The Gateway Arts District is just a gem for artists and for anybody who cares about the arts and community. I'm Krista Schleier. I'm a conservation photographer. I live in the Gateway Arts District, and you can find my work at Studio 3807.
Otis Street Arts Project is a group studio, it's a gallery, and it's a creative incubator space for people seeking their creative expressions, and we're kind of a nurturing space for artists.
It's important for us as artists to do the outreach because bringing the people in really inspires us, and bringing in new people inspires the artists in our space.
I come in, I cut steel, I start putting it together, and mostly I'm impressed with human figure. So if I hang out with somebody that has impressive jaw or a very attractive nose or a body, I like vomit that out in the sculpture.
I do have a sketch when I start. I made a piece that took me a year to crochet.
We feel like we're a pretty dynamic part of the Gateway Arts District in that we're trying to do events and we're trying to bring artists into the Gateway Arts District as well as audience.
Our neighbors are very friendly and very supportive of art, and I don't think I've ever been anywhere in such a small location that people knows more about art, which is like very impressive.
The most important role that any art center can have is inspiring and educating artists and giving them a forum to communicate and interact with one another. I'm David Mordini.
I'm Sean Hennessy.
I'm Gloria Chapa.
And I'm Alma Selimovic, and you can find our art in Otis Street Art Project at Gateway Art District.
Color and paint, like that's where the love is. My most recent body of work is primarily monochromatic, inspired off of blueprints. And so this work has a lot to do with blue. Blueprints for me speak to the concept of planning and asking the question, what is the plan? I think art plays a critical role in our small community, and this is a time when there needs to be inspiration, there needs to be beauty. Artists can safely ask questions, they think into the future, they provide solutions, so we can't have a society without art. And we can't have a neighborhood without art. This is a hub, a really densely populated hub of very talented people. If I'm gonna live anywhere besides New York, this is gonna be my neighborhood. My name's Melissa Glasser, and you can see my mural at Studio 3807. I look forward to seeing you around the Gateway Arts District.
I bought a house in the Gateway Arts District with my partner in 2002, and we didn't even know it was an arts district till a month later. And when I found out, it was just an amazing revelation. Since that time, I've been really working to help cultivate the arts district and have a place in it. I have a lot of artist friends who come from New York, and when they see what's here, they're like blown away. They can't believe that there's studios and there's support and all of that. A lot of us work and live in the arts district. Dancers, musicians, not just visual artists. There's a lot of different art happening. So one of the most inspiring things is, I have to be employed. I don't really earn a living off my art, but I'm so energized by working with artists all day that I'm not too tired to make art on my free time and when I can get in the studio. I'm really excited about Studio 3807. What I'm working with Peter and Landex is to help create and find and purchase a permanent collection for the building. I'm really looking forward to the day that all of it's up, all of it's done, and we're having like the grand opening. My name's John Paradiso. I'm a mixed media artist in the Gateway Arts District. I'm also the curator of programs at the 39th Street Gallery and the lead art consultant for Studio 3807.
There's something about being in the studio that is immediate and visceral. The work that I'm currently doing involves found objects. You haven't seen my studio. It is so packed with things. In order to make my found object sculpture, eventually there will be no room for me. However, these are the ideas. And so if I want to do the best work I can possibly do, I have to coexist with all of this wonderful stuff. When I first moved to the Gateway Arts District, I was a very private person. One of the really exciting things that happens every year is that an open studio means anyone, everyone walks through. And the conversations, they just start and go on and on and on and on and on. But it translates into my energy level, which I think is one of the things that perpetuates my art making. My name is Katie Del Kaufman, and you can see my art at Studio 3807 and in my studio at the Gateway Arts Center in the Gateway Arts District.
These pieces, right now, they seem pretty mundane, but when I look at them, I can see potential. So I deconstruct these pieces, and then I put them back together. The process of transformation, the process of deconstruction, careful observation, that's all what I do in my own personal life. I look at myself carefully. I deconstruct myself. I'm asking what obstacles are in my way. How can I open myself up? For this piece that I'm creating for Studio 3807, you could think of it as a metal mosaic. When you look at one of the pulses, you can step back and you can see it as one piece. But you can also come close to it and see the individual pieces that make up the larger pulse. When someone walks into the space and takes a look at this, I hope that people become more curious. My name is Liza Linder. I live and work in the Gateway Arts District. I hope you stop by Studio 3807 to see my piece Pulse and all the other beautiful work there.
A lot of the work I want to have a sense of contained chaos. And I think this piece actually really epitomizes. Because I tend to work in sort of loosely grouped series. There are maybe 6 or 7 pieces with a similar sort of format and feel. But there's a sort of abstracted idea of a building. The benefit of black and white for me is clarity and focus on the composition of the piece. I'd known about the Arts District before I got my studio. What I feel more than anything else is the satisfaction of belonging to a community of artists. They're artists of all levels of professionalism. There's something to aspire toward. There are examples of things and behaviors and practices to aspire toward. My name is Wason R. Jones. I'm an artist here in the Gateway Arts District. The piece of mine that we're looking at in the background is going to be part of the art at Studio 3807.
I'm not an artist. I kind of think of myself as an art enabler. I'm the executive director of a nonprofit called Pyramid Atlantic. We're in Hyattsville. We teach papermaking, printmaking, and book arts, and lots of really cool things that can happen with that. Some people come in for high art and to make really amazing stuff. Some people just come in because they want to do their own baby shower invitations, and it's all cool. We're happy to teach people what to do. There is a supportive community of artists and makers here. I really think the Gateway Arts District is a hidden gem. Papermaking is very messy, and it's fun to see the water and the ink slosh around and artists doing some cool stuff. And so I'm inspired in a lot of ways. Sometimes I think I'll try it, but I'm more excited about what they produce. To be able to facilitate someone pushing themselves in a different direction is really satisfying. I'm Kate Taylor Davis at Pyramid Atlantic, and I welcome Studio 3807 to the Gateway Art District. Woo!
One museum cannot encompass the rich tapestry, the evolving tapestry of African American history and culture, nor one month. The Prince George's African American Museum is located in the heart of the Gateway Arts District, and our mission is to preserve, present, and celebrate Prince George's African American history, art, and culture. Prince George's County at one time had the largest population of enslaved African Americans in the state of Maryland, but today it's known as a national model for Black mobility. So we're here to preserve the best of our past, but also promote a new generation of community leaders. We present a dynamic lineup of artistic and historical exhibitions. We produce festivals. We have a tremendous education outreach program that serves over 4,000 students in Prince George's County. Institutions such as the Prince George's African American Museums really preserves neighborhood stories. My name is Chanel Compton. I'm a board member for the Prince George's African American Museum and Cultural Center. Come visit us in the Gateway Arts District.
I came to this business because I love food. When you talk to people about food of their childhood, people's faces completely change and their voice changes, and there is just, food nourishes us, and it's so fundamental and it defines us. We are a little more than just a pizza place because we also have a very, very large beer program. So we're known for pizza and beer, which what could be better than that? We have locations in DuPont Circle, in Georgetown, in Old Town Alexandria, and now we've just opened in the Gateway Arts District. The way I see Pizzeria Paradiso is we're a neighborhood restaurant, and the Gateway Arts District is defined by community. And so I felt like it would be a perfect spot for us. I'm Ruth Gresser, owner of Pizzeria Paradiso. Come eat your pizza in the Gateway Arts District.
I spend all day pretty much at a computer looking over policy documents. When I get into my studio, it's like I'm speaking a different language. It's a language that I don't speak anywhere else in my life. I usually just start by making some marks on a canvas and letting that direct how the picture is going to happen. The piece is going to be purchased and shown at Studio 3807. That's a complete eruption of form. The vibrancy in that piece, that orange just holds itself so steadily throughout that painting. They could purchase art from a lot of different places and a lot of different sources, but to produce art that's locally grown and cultivated here has a certain resonance. It reflects a certain civic pride that's here, and it's like, these are our artists, this is what they do, this is what they look like, and we value them enough to hang their work as part of the showcase that we're creating as part of the arts community. My name is Tom Hill. I'm a Gateway artist living and working in the Gateway Arts District, showing at Studio 3807. Proud to be a part of this endeavor.
If you ask every 6-year-old you know what they are, they say, I'm an artist. As part of Artworks' mission, we believe that using visual arts, we can help build a stronger community. We offer classes for toddlers all the way through preschool, elementary, high school, adults, and senior citizens. We really work at the intersection of art and social justice, and so our curriculum and our programs really stem from our response to the community. So one of the great things about 3807 and the project that Peter is creating is that from the very beginning, he came into our community and he became part of our community. He asked questions about what people wanted. When 3807 opens, I think this is where we reach critical mass, and we are a metro stop of our own. I'm Barbara Johnson, the founder of Artworks Now, and I love the Gateway Arts District.
And I'm Nina Narayanan.
And we're from Joe's Movement Emporium.
Joe's is a performing arts center where people come, move, and connect and be together.
We're considered the living room of the community. The name Joe's really signifies the average Joe, that every person, regardless of their age or ability or race, have an opportunity and can move.
You know, we're not talking everybody in these like sexy little yoga outfits with perfect bubble butts in the air. We look like normal people.
Right.
You can come to Joe's and you can dance and feel amazing doing it. Okay, yeah, we've got hand dance, yoga, aerial, belly dance, any kind of dance that you want to do. We've got
dance.
it at Joe's. Hip hop. Oh, we have a new Michael Jackson class coming on.
Inferno Pilates.
Pilates.
I mean, take it up to a whole nother level. We have Tai Chi.
The classes at Joe's are a place where you can get fit and have a lot of fun. And we're one of the most organically diverse art centers in the area, so you will fit in, you will feel comfortable, and your instructor will be awesome.
You can find us at Joe's Movement Emporium.
Down the road from Studio 3807, right here in the Gateway Arts District.
Functionality and art are so intertwined, you can't break them apart. The Hyattsville Community Development Corporation, its primary focus is revitalization activity in the Gateway Arts District and in adjoining communities. The Gateway Arts District itself, it's a state-designated tax district with incentives to enable artists to thrive economically and to attract investment that's arts-related. Secondly, the Gateway Arts District is a zoning ordinance that enables arts-related uses to have an easier time getting their doors open. So it's been a real treat to work with Studio 3807 management team because they really get what we're about here in the Gateway Arts District. Our project, creating a sculptural bus shelter, will actually create public infrastructure that is visibly influenced by the arts but is functional. And all of this creates an inevitability that should be a part of every development in our community. I'm Stuart Eisenberg with the Hyattsville CDC. Come on down to the Gateway Arts District.
The physicality of the painting really touches something in my soul. I went to school as a graphic designer and a painter, so now I'm trying to balance both. Graphics is very, there's a beginning and an end, and it's very clear. And this piece that's going to be at Studio 3807, when I thought it was finished, then it suddenly wasn't finished. And so, you know, it just slowly kept evolving. Painting is completely free. It's all my own thoughts. It's all based on what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling. The Gateway Arts District has been an incredible place for me to start jumping back into painting. And here I find that there's so many people who have so much talent. And so to be surrounded by that and by the encouragement of people saying, no, you also have talent. You know, you should do this, you should do that. Meet this person. I mean, that's just, I don't think you get that everywhere. I'm Jody Ferrier. And you could see my art at Studio 3807 here in the Gateway Arts District. And while you're there, come across the street to 39th Street Studios and visit me in my studio.
There's just so many people that participate in music that I think it's a really important connection between individuals in the community. Just by wanting to participate in the arts in the Washington, D.C. metro area, we sort of gravitated to the Gateway Arts District. I think the evidence is pretty clear that the arts bring economic prosperity to communities. I think it's also been demonstrated that the arts can help catalyze change in a place. I think people want to live in a community where there's opportunities for their kids to participate in the arts, where they can have cultural experiences, and that businesses are going to want to locate in areas where their people can have access to those cultural amenities. I'm Ryan Stubbs. I'm a musician in the Gateway Arts District, and I encourage you to come down and check out all of the wonderful art, music, and people that thrive in this area.
Painting for me is a challenge, and I enjoy the journey through the painting. I like to use mixed media with a lot of different materials because it creates a richness and depth to the piece. I work in layers and sort of build a history of the painting in the painting. So you can see earlier versions and missteps and wrong turns, and it in the end creates a lot of richness. When I was looking for an art studio, I couldn't find anything that was reasonably priced near where I live. And I ended up lucking out into getting one of the first studios at the Gateway Arts Center. It's just an incredibly supportive community. I think everyone's trying to help each other become better artists and get their work out there. To me, my artwork is about finding the beauty in everyday moments. People come back to me and tell me that they're still finding new things in the work all the time, and that it's still exciting and rich, and it's wonderful to provide that kind of beauty for people. I'm very excited to have my work at 3807, where a whole lot of people will be able to see it. My name is Laurie Breen. You can see my work at Studio 3807, and my studio is across the street at the Gateway Arts Center.
When working with clay, it brings back childhood to me. It's like the chance to get dirty and to be in the mud pile and enjoying the experience of exploration and coming up with something new that you haven't done before. To me, that's the best part of it. My black spiky piece behind me, I was super excited about it, so I fired it, very slow firing, came back and opened the kiln to find an explosion of black spikes all over my kiln. With happy accidents, that's actually where you learn, and a lot of times that's where I get my best ideas, is when something wrong happens and you have to troubleshoot and find something new to do with it. I came to discover the Gateway Arts District when I first started working in a studio, Red Dirt Studio. There's just a very good community,